Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's FAQ Friday. We will be focusing on crypto storage and safety. This is a little bit more advanced than our last AMA, but this will be going over how to protect yourself, your digital investments, and we're going to be talking to Arash and Hot Sauce today. Let's go ahead and get started off by asking John some questions. Hello, John.
Hello.
My first question for you, and it's a really basic question, but I feel like it's a very important one. How does someone buy or sell crypto?
All right. To purchase cryptocurrency, there are many different apps and exchanges that you can use. Popular choices are Binance and Coinbase for the more retail consumer. There are many centralized exchanges, meaning that you have a custodian or middleman actually conducting the business, and decentralized exchanges, some of them requiring a bit more research and understanding before using. Simply put, though, there are many different methods where you can onboard fiat currency or your national currency to exchange for cryptocurrency, as well as being able to directly purchase it using your bank account or credit card. Whenever I find someone interested in cryptocurrency, though, I always make sure that they watch tutorials about securing your internet identity and other information before even thinking about making their first purchase.
That's a perfect answer. So I love that. What is KYC and why is it needed?
So KYC stands for Know Your Customer. It's an industry term meaning that you must submit verification of identity. Companies utilize KYC for regulatory purposes, and there are many viewpoints on the validity of KYC. So many in the decentralized community believe that KYC goes against the nature of the crypto space because KYC is a form of control that DeFi aims to get rid of. On the other hand, KYC can be used to remove bad actors and create a more stable and secure product. So always do your own research and verify the source and purpose of a company before submitting your information to them.
That is a good tip. How can someone protect themselves when trading crypto or NFTs?
Okay, now this is a loaded question, but unfortunately, due to the emerging technology and nature of the space, there's so much to learn that often only comes with time and experience. So my first recommendation is to ask. I can't remember a time when I asked a question and it did not get a timely response from a helpful community member. Remember that I started knowledgeless at one point myself, and while I still consider myself a noob, I certainly feel like I do a decent job of protecting myself. So, first and foremost, the device you are using should be clean, and this begins with proper malware protection, VPN, which stands for Virtual Privacy Network, key scrambler, uh, and browser and internet activity and internet security. So, are you using your hotel Wi-Fi or the connection at Starbucks? What I think happens most often is that we get comfortable with certain situations that we never really questioned in the first place. Maybe you're subscribing to a new magazine and inputting your credit card information, and then a few days later, you don't understand why some random Amazon purchases were made and sent to the other side of the country. Being secure from a device internet standpoint has many important factors and needs constant update. And there is no one product that you can purchase or download that will protect you. So your information is potentially and easily everywhere, and you are the only line of defense. Next comes to the actual purchasing. Never expose your private keys, those are only for you. Never click on a link DM'd to you about a flash sale. Don't ever trust that a Discord or website won't be hacked. Personally, I will choose every time to ignore a flash sale or to even click on a link that in any way, shape, or form is compelling me to do so from a I will miss out if I don't do this immediately standpoint. Any reputable and responsible project will have clear preparation and awareness made of any purchase or upcoming feature. Look into exchanges before using them. Are people posting comments that they can't withdraw their funds or that the terms changed in the middle of the contract? The information is out there, and you shouldn't be taking a gamble on to be the first when you don't know what you're doing or you can't afford to lose what you're putting up. Follow the trail to the truth. If things seem really hype, but you can't verify sources or there are gaps you are willing to ignore because of the hype, then you are taking a massive risk. Ultimately, your community is your best support system against making bad purchases.
I couldn't agree more. I think that is a really great way to sum up that the reason that we're hosting an FAQ Friday session about storage and safety is because it is so important. If you're doing it right, then you're not going to run into any problems. And that's something that a lot of people coming into the space might not know.
Yeah, it's easy to get in trouble, and it's also easy to secure yourself. You just need to put in the effort.
And how does one safely store any crypto?
So when you purchase crypto, it is stored in either a hot wallet or a cold wallet. Although a physical currency can be stored in a physical wallet, a wallet storing cryptocurrency is merely a means of interacting with the blockchain.
You brought up different types of wallets. What are the differences between a hot wallet and a cold wallet?
A cold wallet is a physical device for storing crypto offline, and a hot wallet is constantly online and therefore can be accessed at any time.
So, does that mean that a hot wallet and a cold wallet are the same as a hardware and a cold wallet?
A cold wallet and a hardware wallet are the same. A hardware wallet is a physical wallet, like the cold wallet, that stores your information offline. A hardware wallet or cold wallet, you are drastically reducing the potential for being hacked by minimizing the time that your information is online with the hardware wallet. And you can be secure knowing that you have in your possession the only means of accessing your crypto.
How would somebody go about setting up a wallet, whether it is a hot or cold wallet?
This is done by a few different methods. When you first sign up as a MetaMask or Phantom wallet user, you'll be prompted to associate an email address and password with it. Next, you'll be prompted to copy a seed phrase down, which is a string of words. I recommend writing this down physically and having it kept in a secure location. We'll dive more into that in a little bit about seed phrases. But aside from wallet apps, certain exchanges will merely want your phone number and password. When you purchase crypto on an exchange and hold it on an exchange, then is being held in a hot wallet by a custodian. And you may hear the term not your keys, not your crypto. So this means basically that your information is not actually being stored by you, is being stored by somebody else. And that is the whole purpose of a cold wallet and being able to transfer and some hot wallets as well you will own wholly. But that's the purpose of storing it to a cold wallet, is that getting it off of or out of somebody else's control and solely in your control.
And just from your personal opinion, what are the top 5 wallets that people should be using?
There's a million ways to answer this question. It really depends on what you're doing, what features you want, and how to use it. So, the most popular one that anybody will hear about is MetaMask, although I don't believe that people would say that that is the most ideal one. Trust Wallet is very highly recommended as well. For Solana, you have the Phantom Wallet. Um, Coinbase Wallet is probably the most popular just for access. And then Exodus is popular for staking rewards. And Ledger is the most popular cold wallet.
Are there any suggestions for buying a cold wallet that can hold NFTs as well?
Ledger can hold NFTs. Really, most wallets are compatible with, Ethereum and ERC coins. And so most wallets will offer um, NFT holding as well. But Ledger, first and foremost, comes to mind.
Have you covered all of your favorite cold wallets that are good to use? Or are there any that you would also suggest to people?
There's debate about which is actually more secure, the Ledger or the Trezor. I know that Ledger had one breach, although there was actually no loss during that breach, I want to say. and that was something completely unrelated. But to date, no ledger has been hacked, and no Trezor has been hacked that I'm aware of. Aside from those, you have SafePal, Ellipal, and the Lattice one by Grid Plus. And I recently acquired the Lattice one, but I have not used it. But it's more of like you have these cards, and so you can kind of take them around and use them interoperably. So that one's kind of interesting, but I haven't actually played around enough with that to make any assumptions on it. But I personally use the ledger.
And when thinking about cold wallets, what is the function of signing on a cold wallet?
Like your physical signature, a digital signature is used to verify authenticity. So when you sign with a cold wallet, you're sending over a large packet of information stating that these are the conditions and the facts of the contract, and you're guaranteeing that they have not been modified. When those conditions and facts are verified on the blockchain, the signature will be accepted and the contract will be completed.
And then my last question for you would where is the best place to buy and sell NFTs?
So, non fungible tokens can be minted or purchased directly from project websites. They can be purchased through third party affiliates. They can be purchased off of marketplaces such as LooksRare or OpenSea or Magic Eden for Solana, as well as peer to peer. In the case of minting, it's possible to purchase directly or mint directly from the contract. So, regardless of the method you use, it's important to ensure the authenticity of the product you are purchasing. You can use official links from project sites. You can check whether a project has been verified or not, and definitely cross reference to ensure that you're in the right place. When in doubt, ask.
Thank you. That was my round of questions for you. So I'm going to pass it over to Arash now. Hello.
How's I'm fine, thank you very much. I was just listening. I can never, definitely not speak as fluent and as fast as John, but I'll do my best.
We will have some time at the end for community questions as well. So we will just jump right in. I will have you explain to our community what is phishing.
Pishing. It's a funny name, actually, to be honest, but yeah, it's something that we don't want to mess with. Okay, so phishing is a type of social engineering attack often used to steal users' data, including login credentials. So literally, scammers come to your DM, introducing themselves as a well-trusted and known individual, like they do in Illuvium, for example, and then they send you a link. They send the victim a link, and fooling them on clicking it, and then they steal their data. And in the case of cryptocurrency, well, of course, their funds. So literally any link in DMs can be considered as scams. You click on it and you say goodbye to your funds. That's as easy as it gets.
Now,
Yeah.
have you been phished before or has somebody stolen your identity?
Never, because I'm kind of paranoid in clicking links even before cryptocurrency. I
Yeah.
don't want to click on anything that I don't know where it leads me to, even if it's from a message or if it's just in my phone or if it is my email. I do not click on anything unless I know the source. So, no, I have never been pitched.
What are common scams to look out for then so that our community can protect themselves?
Well, literally any links that are sent in your direct messages can be scams. So you know that mods and devs never, ever contact anyone privately. So any links that are sent in private sections, whether it's in your phone, in your email, or in your Discord DMs, can be considered unofficial and a scam. So, like, also knowing that the project roadmap can help you not to fall for scams. Like, for example, we had a Discord hack in Illuvium or many other, for example, Discords that are happening every day. Like, we had one with GFC lately. So, a person gets compromised. Somehow, the scammers get access to the Discord, and then they will start sending that, guys, we have just started giving out NFTs, go and mint them. So, when you go and mint those things, the moment you click on the link, you're gone. Only people would click on the links that do not know about the project. Like, I never clicked on any link, even when, for example, Illuvium or GFC got hacked, because I knew the projects that they are not going to do any flash sales. So that was apparently a scam. So I didn't click on it, but many people did, and then they fell for it. So do not click on any links, and always make sure you are clicking on the legit ones, even if they are in the Discord that you know and you've been a part of for a long time.
I think that's fantastic advice because I mean, this is something that we've seen happen for so many projects, and it's something that we're trying to strive to not have happen to Polymos. Going back to the security of it, whenever you are kind of setting up your wallets, there are seed phrases. So, what is a seed phrase? And can you explain why there are letters in it?
Definitely. So a seed phrase is a collection of words that can be used to access your cryptocurrency wallet. We also call them mnemonic seed or mnemonic phrase because like they are actually codes on the blockchain that represent a wallet. So look at it as a keys to your house. So if anyone have your keys to the house, they can simply come to your house and steal your stuff. So you don't want to give anyone your keys, right? So this is this exactly the same thing. Those words, whether they're 12 or 24, are the keys to your wallet. Anyone else beside you having access to them means they have access to your funds. As easy as that. So if those keys are compromised, your wallet is compromised, your funds are compromised, exactly as it can be about your property. If you lose your keys, anyone can come to your house and steal your TV, for example.
And how does someone keep their seed phrase safe? Is it like writing it down on a sticky note and stick it to your screen, or do you have some better suggestions for people?
I have created a video for the university that people can watch later regarding how to keep those seed phrases safe. But one thing that you can do, if you are not a very creative person, you can simply write them down on a piece of paper and make sure they do not see the light again. Wherever you can actually hide it, just hide it, doesn't matter really. So to keep your seed phrase safe is you can do some things that are general. So by not clicking on scam links and keeping their seed phrase safe, this is one of them. Take security to the next level and get a cold wallet, as John explained it completely. And you can also, like, if you're creative enough, you can code your seed phrase. Why not? I mean, I have coded my seed phrase beside memorizing them. I have memorized them and I've also like coded them. So there's no way anyone can figure out how to decode my codes.
I love that you have remembered your seed phrases. That is genius.
I'm good with names because I've been teaching it. So I'm good with words as well. I can literally memorize them. Yeah. And I've coded them. So good luck with deciphering them.
We had somebody in the community chat say, don't save your seed phrase digitally anywhere. And they learned it the hard way. So that is the
Yeah.
truth. So let's talk about ledgers. John brought that up. What is a ledger and where can you buy one?
Well, a ledger is a cold wallet used to store the keys to an individual's wallet. So it saves the keys. It is not a wallet, really. Okay, it's actually, look at it like your pocket. You put the keys in your pocket. That pocket becomes the ledger. Some people believe that it keeps the tokens, but it really doesn't. It is the key to validating any transactions. So, for example, it keeps your keys offline. So, if you want to make a transaction, you will have to connect your ledger to confirm it physically on your device. Then the transaction will be validated. Otherwise, whatever you do, it just won't go through. Imagine you want to send tokens from one wallet to another. If it's a hot wallet, you can simply click send and it's gone. But if it is connected to a ledger or any other cold wallet, unless you physically confirm it on the device, the transaction will not go through. It will not be validated. Right? But it doesn't really mean having a cold wallet means that you are going to be safe from any scams or any phishing attacks or anything. So clicking on any scam links or giving away your seed phrase, making them compromised, or not taking token allowance into account, your funds can still be compromised whether or not you're using a hot wallet or a cold wallet. So that was the answer for what a ledger is. And the best place to buy it, well, of course, is ledger.com, their own website. Even Amazon sells it, but I do not trust any third party. I would just buy directly from them. Go to ledger.com and buy whatever you want. Or, for example, any other cold wallets, whether they're Trezor, whether they're like SFP, whatever they are. And there are many wallets to be used, but some are good for PC, some are good for phone. I'm a PC user, so I've chosen Ledger, not because it's better than Trezor because it comes with DHL, and I'm a person who cannot wait for stuff. I need my stuff to happen very fast. People know when they actually ask me a question, I try to answer pretty fast. So I'm not a patient person. Even whenever I'm making a transaction on the blockchain, I always use the fast gas. I never use minimum or, for example, low gas. I want it to end like directly. So whichever comes with DHL, I'm the man. I'll just buy it.
Love that. Can you have more than one ledger then?
Oh, definitely. You can have more than one ledger. You can have one ledger for your saving account, one ledger for NFTs, one ledger for example, your daily transactions, daily trading. We can have a lot. We can even have one for staking. Doesn't matter really. Because Ledger has its own application, you can have 20 ledgers and connect all those 20 ledgers to the same application and just go through that. I don't use Ledger with Ledger Live, of course. I don't like the application. I just use it with MetaMask.
We have a community question. Do you have any antivirus software that you recommend for people to use on their computer to be a little bit more safe?
I usually use like Kaspersky, but you have to be careful with any antivirus. But whichever you're using, try to keep it updated. I think this question should be better directed to an IT guy, but I use Kaspersky on my Windows device.
I'm personally a big fan of Malwarebytes. I found them to have all the products that I need. But again, that's just my personal opinion.
And that's what we're here for. This is not financial advice, it's just personal opinions.
That's right.
What are some reasons not to store tokens on a CEX?
Well, a central exchange, the name literally gives it away. They are centralized, which means like they hold the keys to your wallet, not you. So as I said before, seed phrase is the most vital thing in crypto space. Now imagine someone else, in this case, like centralized exchanges, has the access to your keys. So if they get hacked, your funds are as good as gone. And if they they can even freeze your account because they know who you are, because you have already provided KYC to them. They know your house, they know your phone number, they know your emails, they know everything. So they can simply freeze your accounts and there's nothing you can do about it. So here, a decentralized wallet doesn't have those issues because it's decentralized. It's not connected to anyone or anywhere. Even their own creators cannot change the codes to your wallet because they are all immutable.
Good to know. And how do you transfer tokens from a CAX to a wallet?
The same way you did with your wallets. So, when you open the centralized exchange, you choose the wallet section on that central exchange, and then you enter your decentralized wallet like MetaMask, the address of your MetaMask in the address bar, and then choose a network like Ethereum or Polygon or many other, for example, and then enter the amount you want to send and confirm the steps, like for example, confirming on your phone, confirm on your Google Authenticator, for example, and then pay the fee, and then it's done, really.
And how about sending it to a cold wallet instead?
Oh, they're the same. Cold wallets are not wallets, really. We call them cold wallets, but as I mentioned, they are not wallets. So, for example, if you have connected your Ledger or Trezor to your MetaMask, you are literally sending the funds from a centralized exchange to that MetaMask. It's sending out of that cold wallet that matters. For example, if my Ledger is connected to my MetaMask, if I want to send funds or if I want to make any transaction with that wallet, then I will have to physically confirm it on my device. Otherwise, the funds in my wallet will be locked, literally, unless you click the two buttons on the device and validate it.
So here is the scary question. Can a wallet get hacked? And what can be done if it is?
Until today, I haven't heard of a wallet getting hacked because the wallet got hacked. Hacking usually happens when the seed phrase get compromised, and because it's mostly because of the person's negligence, right? Because they have somehow clicked on a link that they shouldn't have clicked. They have given their seed phrase away. They have entered their seed phrase in a website that they shouldn't have entered. So they have done something wrong that the scammers get access to their wallets. Otherwise, the wallet itself cannot be hacked because it's on the blockchain, really. But Maybe it has, but I'm not updated regarding that. But I have never heard like a wallet getting hacked. Like for example, they say like MetaMask got hacked, everyone lost their funds. It hasn't happened yet. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what we're seeing in the community chat as well, that somebody's friend's wallet got hacked because it was a MetaMask wallet, and he clicked a link from a DM applying for a job. That
Mhm.
is horrible. And these sort of things happen and you never realize it. Another question that we've gotten from the community in the past is what happens if someone sends tokens to the wrong address, even, and it's not a true hack, it's just a mistake?
The best answer to that is that their tokens are as good as gone, literally, because it's DeFi and we do not know who the owner of that wallet is. We just know their wallet address, but we don't know whether it's a person here in the same country or another country, a man, a woman, doesn't matter really. So unless you know the owner of that wallet, unless you know that this wallet belongs to this person and I can contact this person, you cannot really do anything about it. It's as good as gone. There is no one to talk to regarding that. Because as I said in DeFi, when the contract is deployed, there is nothing even the owner can do. The contract cannot be changed.
There is a distinction, though, between sending it to the wrong address and whether that address is an actual wallet or not, or a verified address or not. Because if you try sending it to something that is actually not an address, then technically it shouldn't be verified. Once the confirmations have come in, it should be confirmed that this is not a verified address, and it will go back to your address. Yes, I have actually sent it to the wrong place and had it come back, and had to wait 24 hours or so, but it did come back to me. Now, that was not an address. Had I actually sent it to a verified actual address, then that money would have been gone and in that person's possession.
Yeah, but sometimes what people make the mistake of sending the wallet to the token address. This has happened many times as well. Usually that token should be gone as well. But I talked to Aaron about this actually, because he's looking into it, seeing if there's anything that can be done to reverse the transaction. But really, I mean, if it's very low to
Yeah,
actually
it's called a
do it.
trustless transaction because there's no way for it to be manipulated. It's not something that a human can just be like, "Oh, we're just going to actually slash out that sentence right there because that doesn't pertain anymore." It's a trustless transaction because the parameters about the contract are set in stone, and they're not, you can't change them. So it's not like you can say, "Oh, I didn't actually want to make that purchase. It's within my 72-hour window. I want to cancel that." This isn't you know, Sears or whatever. Like once you click, accept or sign or connect, whatever, it's going.
We do have a question from the community. What does somebody do with NFTs that sent to your wallet on OpenSeas, for example?
Well, you know that OpenSea has its creator fee. They somehow like they usually send NFTs to your wallet, and it's usually under the hidden section, right? The moment they send it, if you interact with them, if you sell them or do whatever you want with them because you got it for free, then they are going to get something out of it. So it's not going to be for because they like humans or because they are like they support everyone. They're sending it because selling it would actually generate a creator's fee.
I have been airdropped um actual NFTs from real collections. Um, so it's not 100% scam. But if you didn't ever have anything to do with that project, and now you're getting something related to that project, that's probably a scam because why are they going to go out of their way to send something to somebody that isn't even involved? Um,
Ex-
so yeah, if you do have an NFT in your OpenSea or wherever, and you don't know where it came from, know how it got there, or whatever, just hide it. Don't don't try to sell it because as soon as you click the sign to interact with that, you're assigning your public keys to them, and they can access, that is how some hacks have happened is that people have signed, and then people have access to their MetaMask or whatever that token is, whatever wallet that token is being stored in. And so they have access to that and can, drain your funds or do whatever. So definitely don't interact or just hide. That's always my preference is just to immediately hide anything that I don't recognize or that I didn't directly ask for or have something to do with. Um, Kite actually asked a good question, if I could find it really quick. It says there are many coins, and can decentralized wallet, or I'm going to say that should be, can a cold wallet hold many coins? So when you, like with your ledger, you have X amount of space for different applications or different blockchains, let's say. So if you have the Ethereum app uh, downloaded to your ledger, then any Ethereum token, which is most of them, can be stored just within that. So if it's an NFT project or if it's some other token that's just built on Ethereum, all of those go under the Ethereum category. So yes, you can hold many different coins um, in there, but they all have to be on the same blockchain as the app that you downloaded. Now, different ones like SafePal will allow you to store even more coins than something like Ledger or Trezor, but they're for whatever reason they're just not as popular or not as easy to navigate or easy to use, et cetera, et cetera. But yes, you can store many different coins on one ledger.
Guys, so I know that we have like a lot of ledger questions. So we know that there are two ledgers, S and X. If you are not a person, if you're not a person who is actively trading on a lot of applications, on a lot of networks, and usually uses only Ethereum network, and on a PC, you really don't need to get a Ledger X. A Ledger S would do the job perfectly. Okay, Ledger S can hold like three applications. Like you can install Ethereum, Polygon, and one other network on it, which actually does most of the job. But if you do on more networks, then Ledger X would be good for you. Also, with regarding phones, I don't usually trade on phone, but as John said, like SafePal Wallet is usually good for phone because it has its own application, and it doesn't have a Bluetooth or cable as well. You don't have to really connect it to your computer at all. But you will have to take a photo of the QR code that it gives you to validate the transaction. This is how like SafePal works. But regarding Ledger, if you are not an active trader, Ledger S would do the job perfectly with your computer. Yeah.
Absolutely. I'd like to really quickly touch upon a point. So, Materia has been bringing up different points about personal security on Discord and this and that, to which DP2 countered that whenever they set up an account and ask like personal questions or just typing long random stuff, like the answers to my security questions are not logical for that question. Like it may say, in what city you were born, and I might say, 1990. That's not when I was actually born. But don't feel compelled to write what your elementary school actually was because I can find that information. And if I can find that, somebody way more advanced than me can easily find that. So always feel free to just randomize your answers to that. Write these things down and definitely do not use the same password twice. Every single application, everything I'm a member of or signed up for has a different password associated with it. I have absolutely no clue without my black book how to access half of these things because I have completely random passwords that I personally cannot memorize as well as Arash can. But don't make yourself an easy target. Randomize as much as possible, keep everything separate, and just don't follow patterns. People pick up on patterns, so don't make yourself an easy target.
Nice. And Quicksilver actually just asked if you guys have any thoughts on something like LastPass to store your passwords.
I think there are like lots of websites that does this. I have personally haven't done this before. I know that there are many websites that you can store your passwords there, which actually can be helpful, so you won't forget them. But I really don't do it. I just memorize them.
There's two sides of the coin to storing passwords. One is, let's say you don't, typically use like a key scrambler. Whenever you're typing in your credit card information or your password or this or that on repeat that you could have stored, you're literally doing the keystrokes that if somebody's watching, they can just take that. On the other hand, if you have your information stored and you're just going through and auto importing your passwords and this and that, then if there's a breach with that storage application or site, then they have access to all that stuff, all that good stuff. So there's two sides to that coin. And again, I do keep my passwords written down, so I am entering them manually. I do not store passwords personally, just because I feel like I've had to get a new credit or debit card often enough that I just don't want to deal with that anymore. So
I completely agree with that. And Fraggy actually said something that I do is to write them down on paper and store them in a fire vault or a fire safe so that no matter what happens, you can ensure that those will always be protected and safe. And make it small enough to where you can grab it and run out with it if you need to.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you see that I was reading about Ledger before actually I got my Ledger, so I've learned that like even cold wallets can be hacked if the hacker have the, let's say, have the devices and they have physically access to your device. So if they get the IC out, they can literally do stuff to it and get the codes out somehow. Because like white hat hackers have done this and have let both Ledger and Trezor know about their, let's say, the device being compromised with these things. But that is if the hacker have access, physically access to your device, and if they can do stuff to the IC of it, which is actually pretty rare, but that is still something to be careful with. So even with the, aside from your seed phrase, keep your devices safe as well. Yeah,
Just to
just to add.
kind of loop back around to just safety in general, it is so important to have two-factor authentication set up on everything that you do. Set it up on your email, set it up on all of your devices. Just make sure that if you are creating an account somewhere, set up two-factor authentication. It's going to save you so much time and hassle later down the road. Something may go wrong.
I have a little anecdote to that because I actually had an issue with a computer, and because of all the security measures that I had taken, it took me about 3.5 days to access. And this is like 3.5 days of me actively working on getting all this back. So if it takes me that long, or if it takes me that much effort to get my own information when I have my seed phrase and everything else, just imagine how hard it is for somebody on the other end. So don't make it easy. Um,
Those
and
were
make sure you can.
3 days well spent, though. That
Oh
that
man,
was that was insurance that what you did worked.
I lost a lot of weight due to sweat and anxiety and all of that during those 3 days. Those were some bad 3 days. Let me tell you about that. But we made it. We're good. We're good now. So I got it all back. But yeah, keep all of your information and just again keep it up to date, like Arash said earlier about malware and this and that. Keep everything up to date, and make sure that you know where things are. Make sure that you have your information. Soltech is asking, I see a lot of projects asking you to verify your wallet through Discord. This would be like through Collab Land, most prominently. Is that safe to do? Now, there have been some breaches where people craft some very, very compelling Collab Land links. But yes, this is a common method used, and it as far as I'm aware, is safe to do. But again, this is something where I would ask or do more research to make sure that is this a trusted project? This collab land, it should all be on the same from the same entity. So if you have done collab land before and you click on a collab land link that it takes you to, now granted this has gone through a few different iterations where it used to be in DMs and then it took you directly to their site. Um, but you should be able, again, to follow the trail and to verify that that is indeed the correct collab land, because there are imposters out there and people have been hacked through those methods.
No.
Yeah, for that reason, like I hold a lot more wallets, for example. Have some wallets for doing this stuff, for keeping NFTs, for example, one wallet to keep your saving accounts, different stuff. So in case something happened to one wallet, the other one is safe somehow.
Yeah, don't keep all your eggs in one basket. That's
Yeah.
just sound advice.
See, I end up having so many different locations that I store things in, not even for a security purpose, but just because I'm doing something and I need to just set it up and I kind of forget about it. But how many wallets do you guys have and what are your seed keys? Kidding. Please don't answer that. You got really quiet. And I was like, "Oh no,
I was,
please don't answer this."
Yeah,
I was waiting for John to say something.
I I
Say something.
I I have I have quite a few wallets, and the funny thing to that is I made purchases, 2 years ago, and every once in a while I will remember a coin, an altcoin or whatever, and go to Coin Market Cap and do the little add to MetaMask function to see if I still have that coin, because I'm like, oh yeah, I did buy that a long time ago. Let me see if I sold that or what happened to that. So yeah, I have plenty of things that I have forgotten about uh in the past, some airdrops that I'm like, oh, I'm gonna cash that out. That's
And then you
I can use
forget.
that little bonus. I know, right?
And then it's a nice little surprise later on.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
Christmas when you remember.
Until the market tanks, and then it's only a quarter of what it was back when you should have cashed it out. But
Yeah,
that's a different conversation. That's the next FAQ Friday.
right. So Glitch asks, with the world of technology and cybersecurity becoming a larger concern for everyone, how likely is it that someone could backhack your public wallet key?
Cold wallets like keep your keys offline, literally. So if someone can hack something that is offline, good luck with that. Like, how can they do that, really? It is offline. It is not on the internet. How can you hack it?
I mean, typically your public wallet key is public. So, you don't have to worry about that as so much as your private keys is what you have to be more concerned about.
I mean, when you buy a ledger or any cold wallet, for example, the moment you set it up, you turn it on, it starts, you have to go through some steps, and then it gives you the code, the keys that actually validates that wallet, and then you can never see them again. And they keep your keys, really. So that's why you have to physically connect your wallet to the computer before validating a transaction. So your MetaMask, for example, can use those keys for 1 second, and then you disconnect it, your keys are offline again. Really, really, they can never be online, so no one has access to it, and therefore unhackable online.
Kai asks, what are your thoughts about ETH or Solana domains?
So I personally have some of these domains, and to me, they're more speculative. I got into them back with the dot crypto. So Yeah, there is a lot of potential. You have to think like, is if this is going to be the bank of the future, and you can just use your ETH domain as your bank account, then it's really convenient, and it could easily gain a lot of traction. On the flip side to that, if you have other wallets, then why do you need this domain? To me, it's purely speculative. It could be something that gets extremely popular and just becomes the way of the future, or it could just be this cool little thing that you participated in some time ago.
Our next question is from Glitch again. To what degree and how do you all keep up with your cold storage?
Storage is not an issue really, because you can literally keep like 1,000 tokens in your MetaMask. Doesn't matter. You do not keep them in your ledger. You keep them in your MetaMask. And your ledger only keeps your keys. That's it. Unless you want to trade on like 1,000 mainnets, that you might need a ledger X, for example, for that, which has a lot more space to install applications and networks on it. But that doesn't mean it keeps your tokens. It doesn't keep any tokens in it.
How do you keep up with your cold storage? That, it really depends on what you're trying to do in the space. If you're storing NFTs for the long term, that's certainly viable. If you're a day trader, then cold storage may not be as fun, because you're constantly having to manually sign things, and do this and that. But honestly, it's your security, and it's how you stay safe. So to what degree are you willing to stay safe? Are you willing to input the extra time? And you can manage these things through MetaMask or through Ledger Live, or whatever means that your cold wallet connects um, to manage it that way.
We have a lot of wonderful things in the future, and hosting FAQ Fridays like this and answering your questions and general questions about basic crypto or NFT or play to earn stuff is so important to help people understand what they're getting into, because we want to bring more people into the space and we want to ensure that people are doing things correctly. Stay safe and understand that scams happen. Don't fall victim to pump and dump scams, giveaway scams, minting and staking scams, phishing scams. There are just so many ways that people are getting creative. So just stay aware and always do your research, or come in and ask us, because we have an excellent team of people like Hot Sauce and Arash that are always here to answer your questions and help. Keep joining these when we do have them. Ask your questions, and we will do our best to answer them for you guys.
Yeah, just remember, we are your only friends in this space. Everyone else is out there to take advantage of you. So don't click on any DMs unless they're from me.
Well,
Nice.
perfect. That is our time for this week's FAQ Friday. We will have another one coming up in 2 weeks. So be sure to check out any announcement that we make around it. I just wanted to say thank you so much, Hot Sauce, aka John, and Arash, for joining me on stage so we can answer all of these amazing questions for people. I love doing these and I love being able to help people out. You guys are the industry experts, as I like to say. So thank you so much for joining me today.
Oh, thank you, Bria.
It's always fun to be here for sure.
Yeah, it was so fun. I literally liked it. Thank you for inviting me.
Bye, guys.
Feel free to jump in and ask us questions in the general channel if you guys ever need any help. Have a good Friday.
Take care.
Take care, guys.